And that's the way we coming back, y'all. That's the way we coming back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So listen, we shall not be defeated in the lion's den. Listen, because at the end of the day, you better know we win. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We win. Thank you all so much. I want to give up love for you for hanging in there because listen, that took a minute, didn't it? Thank you for hanging in there with me because we won with a poll call. That's how we do it. It's that, listen, OBS, I'm telling you what. Note, spiritual power went out 4 times last night. Oh my God, come through, BTD Mom. I don't know what all's going on. But no, really, honestly, Michelle Browno, there's my quiet storm. Come on in here. I'm going to tell you honestly, it's OBS. And that I think I've probably updated for the last time on OBS. I think the rest of those updates, I'm gonna just leave them out there and let them sit because my whole system is freezing. It's not just my camera. The whole system is freezing. So that is a little bit beyond just my camera as a situation. Miss Frosty, come on back in. Good to see you. Michelle Browno, Dr. Dady Priest, KK79. I appreciate y'all for hanging on. Z Lady C, I see you. Come on in here. Shelly Thunder, BTD Mom, The Rebel Inc., DJ Onyx Heart, all of y'all that held down the fort while I was shut down. I want to appreciate you. Tall Pumps, I see you up there. I see you up there. Tall Pumps, that's the way we came back with a poll call, baby. That's the way we came back. So listen, I had old manager reporting for duty. You know I had Tall Pumps in there. Sassy Cassie, Slide and Glide, come on in here. Listen, I appreciate everybody for your patience this morning. My Lord, today. Now, hopefully we got this situation corrected for the day. Because I'm telling you, listen, this side piece done wore me out. And as I said, I think, that's what Foghorn Leghorn said. I think. Thank you, Shelly Thunder. Y'all was turning up. I saw that. That's why I came back with the poll call. It was like, are we going to do a praiser poll? We just going to praise him on the poll. That's what I decided. We just going to praise him on the poll. It's good to be back. And again, thank you, everybody, for hanging in here with me. I guess I'm gonna have to go out today and try to see what the update is on this OBS. Y'all know how they do us. They give us Z Lady C. I'm telling you, praise or poll. So we decided to praise him on the poll. Vintage Sugar reporting for duty. Y'all so silly. So at the end of the day, it's good to see you this morning. SK8843, mad love to you. Now, this is how we pivot past the Discord. Y'all heard Dr. Dady say it in Engagement Matters. Pivot past the Discord. Don't let it get you. Don't let it get you down. Just keep on moving and grooving and moving in the right direction. That's what we're going to continue to do. There's my niecey, Ronzi, in it for fashion. Come on in here. I'm going to give a little bit of time for everybody to reassemble because I know that was a lengthy downtime for those that need to refresh and get back in here. I just want to say once more and again, there's my MCP 812. Come on in here. I see y'all coming back slowly but surely. For those of you that may have just come in, I had a few crashes and that last crash tried to take me out. But we are here and we ain't going nowhere. Praising on the pole. That's what I'm saying. Praising on the pole. That's the way we do it in the Lion's Den. Come on, Fairly. I see you back. There's my dearest friend. I appreciate you all for your diligence. I appreciate you for your patience and for your tenacity to just keep coming back regardless. That's love. And I appreciate you. I love you back. Now, we're going to allow others to get back in here and give you a little bit of time. And so I want to, let's see what I want to do. I do want to say this. We're going to, everything is being put in place because I keep talking about the promise. I'm so glad that my manager is working with me. I don't have any problem saying it's my nephew, Miss Frosty. I see you back. Good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, Onyx. I'm gonna give it to you. You done asked for your cups to be broken, so let me break in your cups, Bishop. Let me break in your cups. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost. Oh, thank you, Ronzi. Listen, I got more shades than you can count. I got a whole shade collection. I just every now and then I go through. I used to, if y'all remember when I first came and started streaming back in 2020, I wore a pair of shades that matched my outfit every time I streamed. But I got lazy somewhere along the way, Ronzi, and I just started putting on, my usuals or the ones that I did over and over again. But I used to match my outfits, but I've been kind of slowful. I see you, Tall Pumps. I see you, KK. We don't just throw shade, we shed light. So at the end of the day, I used to make sure that every outfit that I wore had matching shades, but as Rebel would say, that's my shtick. My shtick was my shades. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And I got a whole drawer full and some on my dresser. I got shades for days, let me tell you. I got shades in every area code. So, at the end of the day, thank you for loving on my shades. These are some of my faves right here. This is my Morpheus look. Y'all remember Morpheus on Matrix? Everybody that's a Matrix lover in here. Y'all remember Morpheus? This is my Morpheus look. And I used to have a whole, Ronzi, because I am a Matrix lover. I love Matrix. I love X-Men. I love all that kind of science fiction. Come on, Shelly Thunder. You know what I'm talking about. I had the coat, when Neo Nim had them, it went all the way down and flared. I had that too. I had a preaching outfit, and they would tell me when I was coming out to preach, and when I'd come down in that particular one, they said, "Uh-oh, she's the Matrix today." She's Neo and Morpheus today. That long one, baby, Shelly. That long one. And I'm glad you made it back, Queen Shauna. I'm glad you made it back. And yes, finally, we got this thing going. So listen, with the stilettos. That is so true. Rebel knows I ain't lying. Rebel, BTD Mom, SK80, they know I'm not lying. Honey, I'd come down. We had renovated a bowling alley. And I would come down and baby, in that Neo look and them stilettos on. And Michelle, we still buck. You better ask somebody, honey. We be shouting up in there. Ooh, we had some church. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. We had some church while I was looking like the Matrix. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Every Sunday, you and Kendall would be like, "Here come the stilettos." Listen, the Matrix, DJ Onyx, the Matrix. Listen, you better ask somebody. We had some church up in there, and that was in the days of the 3, 4, and 5-inch stilettos. I'm in, what do y'all call them, kittens? I'm in the little kittens now. I'm in the little kittens now. But back in the day, baby, you were going to have you some 3, 4, and 5-inch stilettos. And we were going to buck. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We were not going to miss a beat. Honey, 41, come on in here. We're giving everybody a chance to gather back. I crashed, and so I'm letting everybody gather back together. Phoenix System, listen, you can't walk in heels. Baby, not only could I walk in heels, I could shout. Do you understand? Listen, let me show you. I'm trying to tell you. This is the kind of shouting I'm talking about. This is the kind of shouting I'm talking about. And these sisters right here was calm, but this is the kind of shout I'm talking about, honey. This is the way we picked them up and put them down in them 5-inch stilettos. Listen, Rebel can tell you I ain't lying. Nothing like it, Ronzi. Nothing like it. Baby, them stilettos, honey, you was hot and lifted up, pick him up, put him down. Oh my God. We was some shouting folk. I came from a shouting church. My father was a shouting praiser. Listen, everybody in my church had happy feet. When you came to my church where I grew up in, baby, everybody had happy feet. And listen, them jokers wasn't playing. They were picking them up and putting them down. Do you understand? They wasn't doing all that. Y'all got all that shoulder action these days because y'all ain't got no footwork. Baby, honey, I'm trying to tell you, you ain't seen no shout until you see some folk that can do some footwork with the shout. You understand? I love it. I love it. I love it. I was telling somebody this the other day. I had people that give me the feets, Rebel. All that shoulder action. What you doing? Give me the feets. Feets don't fail me now. I had some people. This is a true story. MCP 812 knows I ain't lying. She knows I'm not lying, honey. We was a shouting church. Oh my God. And my Aunt Grace, honey, my Aunt Grace looked like somebody was shooting at her feet with bullets. That's how fast she shouted. She shouted faster than we could play the instruments. I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth. I mean, we be picking them up and putting them down. I went, a couple places. People asked me, can you, I'll pay you to teach me how to do that. I say, child, I can't pay you. I can't teach you how to do this. Feet washing, activated tall pumps. Oh my God. But I'm telling you, you love churches where they are super loud and involved in their praise. Well, you would love our church, Phoenix, because that's the way we did it. Honey, the black folks, white folks, and native tribal folks, baby, everything came out in that shout. I'm trying to tell you, we went in and we was serious about that thing. So, that's the way I was raised. I told somebody, if I get old and decrepit and I end up in a wheelchair, I'm a Papa Willie. That's going to be my shout, because I got to shout. Listen, they be shouting. I'm just trying to tell you, that's the way we did it. So at the end of the day, thank you all for coming back. I think most everybody is here. I'm going to go ahead and move on. I was just trying to have some conversation. Thank you for those roaring biddies. We're building something, Ronzi, in it for fashion. I appreciate you for that. But yeah, that's the way we came. That's the way we did it back in the day. So I love you guys. Again, thank you for coming back. I think everybody, our numbers are getting back close to, we still haven't hit the number, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll on. Let the church roll on. Let the church roll on. Now, as we get to going, I want to go ahead and we're going to talk about what had happened was, and I want to say welcome to everybody that is here. I'm not going to go, listen, I'm telling you, Ronzi, that's the way, back in the day, that's the way I was raised. Without houses, we did not have indoor plumbing. Y'all like, are you really that old? I'm telling you, SK 8843, MCP 812, BTD mom. We had a church in a little country town that we did not have indoor plumbing in our church until I was probably in junior high school. We had outhouses. And the women, we were really doing something because we had a 2-hole. We had a 2-seater. The men only had a 1-seater. I'm telling you, Rozzy, I ain't lying. This is the truth. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. You can ask these people in here that can testify and witness. I'm not lying to you. We had a 2-hole outhouse, and baby, you would have thought we was Z lady, see? 2 holes. Top ups, I'm telling what God loves. You better ask somebody. We was doing something. We had a 2-hole outhouse. So, the kind where they had the little piece of board down before you walked in. You better kick it and make sure that tie-dye or snake wasn't under there. Crystal Method, come on in here. Side by side, SK 8843. For all of y'all modest folk, you scared to pull it? Yes, SK88 knows I'm not lying. Crystal Method, come on in here. It's good to see. The outhouse. We had an outhouse, Z Lady C. And I don't care winter, spring, summer, fall, you were going to the outhouse because there was no indoor plumbing. So, and then at my grandfather's house where we stayed, we had no lights. So we lived by lantern by night because you had to, and I'm talking about the kind where they had the globes and you had to trim your wicks and all of that, or else the globe would get all smoky and dirty and all of that. That's the way I grew up. I really, really did. Listen, there wasn't no porta potties, honey. Once that pot was to the ground, because you had to dig the hole for all of your refuse into the ground. So you would literally just, you get the picture. So, and you be sitting there, and while you went to the bathroom and Sister Sally came out, and y'all just sit there and have a conversation on the 2-hole pot. Oh, wasn't that some good service? Girl, the Spirit of the Lord came in. Child, I'm telling you, it was really good. Then Pastor and y'all just sitting there. Just sitting there having conversation. Truck driver, you know what I'm talking about. DJ P-Foo, come on in here. That's my brother from another mother. He is a streamer, and if you're not following DJ P-Foo, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways. Because listen, he's going to bless your whole life. I love you, my brother. Come on in here. You ain't had no good conversation till you have a conversation with somebody on the, it's a raid. Come on in here. Hey, one reason and the gospel takeover. Come on in here. I see you, One Reason, the Bishop of Twitch. If you're not following One Reason, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because he's going to bless your whole life. That's my brother, and I love me some you. I see you, Joe So Fab. Come on in here, Natty Dread. Come through, Miss Fee 07. I love you. I love you. I love you. Come on in here. Welcome, Raiders. You better do your thing in here. Do your thing. We're so glad to have you. Come through. Come through. Thank you for coming in. Listen, follow, do whatever you want to do in here, baby. Thank you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. So glad to have you. Subscribe if you want to. Yes, we'll love to have you in the Lion's Den, part of the family. Come on in here. You can just chat. Come on in and talk all you want to, because we got a convo going in here just for you. And again, once more, welcome. Stirs the soul. Thank you so much for being in here. I appreciate you, and thank you for riding that raid train. Nothing but love to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. We love us some you. It's some more coming. Come on in here. Mad love to you. Mad love to you. Mad love to you. All right. So here we go. So at the end of the day, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. One Reason, you are just the absolute best. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing your family over here with us. DJ Rollum is a streamer. Come on in here. I appreciate you. And if you're not following DJ Rollum, quit your wicked ways. Now, there we go. And I think this is a good place to get started to talking. How about that? This is a good place to get started. Now, after I finished up my little conference, LaDawn 225 is in the room. Come on in here. So much mad love to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. Now, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that has been really patient this morning and hung in here since 7 o'clock, because we had a few technical difficulties. So you all listen, Raiders, you're right on time, because you have not missed a thing because of those technical difficulties, except for me talking about being in the outhouse. That's the only thing you missed. Joe So Fab is a streamer, and if you're not following Joe So Fab, quit your wicked ways. She'll bless your whole life. Thank you for that, LaDon. I appreciate you. I really do. Simply Kim 617. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you. Now let's get started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking, and I want to talk about a few things, and we're going to be out of here. Let me see what time it is. Okay, it's 8:08. The outhouse was the VIP section. Listen, we had some interesting conversations out there in the outhouse. I just want you to know. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. A couple of things I want to talk about. And Dr. Dady Priest, this is my girl. I appreciate you. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, I want you to quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your whole life. I promise you she will. She touched on this on yesterday. This story's been out there for a while. Some of you have not been made aware of it, possibly, but I want you to know what's going on out here in the streets, the highways and the byways that we're dealing with. Even as we talk about Black History Month, I don't have a Black History Month. I'm Black History every day. And that's the way I roll. That's the way I operate. I'm Black History every day. Every single day is Black History for me. And I appreciate those that do take the month of February to stop and highlight the Black experience. But the Black experience is every single day, y'all. Every single day. And I want us to start living life from the point and perspective that we're making history every single day. So at the end of it all, good morning, Misty Blue 3. Come on in here, and so much mad love to you. Come through, come through, come through. That's it, Tall Pumps. Every day, 24/7, 365. We got that boss energy. You understand? We walk through the door like the ancestors opened it. So as we get ready to wrap up, I want to say and get into this conversation. I want us to really start taking to heart that this is our time, and particularly for everybody, but especially for Black folk. This is our time. This is our season. And listen, we came up out of the water. We came up out of the rivers. We came up out of the oceans, and we made our mark. I'm loving anybody, and I'm going to throw this out here. Anybody that has HBO Max, go out and watch Bia Crazy Berry Town. Oh my goodness, that's my beautiful friend, and she is a streamer. If you're not following Crazy Berry Town, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because she will bless your whole life. She gonna give you some chit chat and a sip. She'll Zumba you to Zion. Or if you follow us on Good Grief, she is the leader of the pack, and she's anointed for that. She just is. Love me some you. Good morning to you and to Captain Boots. Now, I want to encourage during the Black experience, anybody that has HBO Max, go out there and watch the documentary of Bia. It's Beah, the way it's spelled on the documentary, to look it up. But it's about Beulah Richardson. So I want you all. I want you all to go out. It's Black History Month every day, Michelle. Every day is the Black experience for me, and I try to make sure and make very sure that I have an experience every day. Bia, this sister right here, she will bless your whole life. She gets to talking about some things and sharing from a place of her ancestry. And I encourage, if you got some young daughters, some young sons, put them out there and let them see Bia. She will bless their whole life. Miss Fee 07, come on in here. But within that, she's an activist and a poet as well. Within that, you'll see so much energy that she's given to the Black community, so much energy that she's given to our heritage and our Blackness. As we're doing Black History Month, for those of you that may be wondering, who is that? If you watched Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and she was one of the first Black actors to actually win awards for what she has done in her work. Bia Richards is fire. SK8843. Listen, we watched that and we just hollered and we screamed, and oh my God, I've probably watched it now about 8 times. And it's very simple for those that are looking for cinematography and all of that. You're not gonna get any of that. It's just a plain, simply shot documentary. But honey, that's the thing I want to get to. When we can lose all the trappings, but the energy and the fire is there without the extra this and the extra that. When you can lose all those trappings and still be fire, that's when you got it going on. That's what you're going to get from Bia. And that's what I want us to walk in, that kind of energy where every day we are out there, we are just flowing. And that's the way I want us, that flow. We talked about fluidity yesterday. We'll come back and talk about it again. Fairly, that documentary, she is an incredible artist and a force, a whole force. So I want to encourage you in all of your Black History Month viewing, and while they have the Black History documentaries rolling and flowing, I know she may not be a choice that many of you would pick, but go out there and watch Bia. It will bless your whole life. It will bless your whole life. I promise you it will. Now, and I say that because a lot of times things of obscurity get overlooked. You know, we run to all of the names and all of the faces that are familiar to us. But I want us to start running to the unfamiliar. Run to the unfamiliar, because sometimes there's some jewels there. Good morning to one and only Keisha Key. There's my girl. Tall Pumps. What's Tall Pumps? Tall Pumps clowning. You're surprised Hallmark hasn't done a whole greeting card section. Listen, let me tell you this about BTD Mom. That's my oldest. That's my biggest big sister. If you get a card for BTD Mom, don't y'all come in there with anything that's not black. I'm gonna just tell you, she's been this way her whole life. Don't you come in there. Don't nobody bring me no bad news. JoSoFab, yes, she passed away in 2000, but that energy lives on. It's powerful, JoSoFab. If you go out there and check it out, it is absolutely powerful. Now, and I'm assuming Bea Richardson, she's an incredible actress and a poet. If you have not seen her do her poetry, oh my God, this woman is incredible. This woman is absolutely incredible. I want you all to expose yourselves, not only to what is trendy. I want y'all, especially some of you younger people and even with your children, go out there and expose to them to some of these elders, some of our ancestors that really, I'm telling you, they bring so much power. BTD Mom, the church is still rolling on. I'm gonna say it once more and again. Listen, if you're gonna get a doll, the doll's gonna be the color that looks like me. And if you bring her a card, listen, and Hallmark needs to, if anybody out there from Hallmark is listening, I do have some Hallmark viewers in here. If anybody from Hallmark is out there listening, we need a little up the ante on the black cards, because the black greeting cards are still a little slim. And for those of us that only buy black cards, black greeting cards, we need y'all to step the game up so we don't have to get the same card every year. How about that? Now, so at the end of the day, I love that about my sister BTD Mom as well, because she's serious about that thing. So, this is an area where I want us to start pulling our resources. And they hide Michelle Brown on who you telling. Those cards are the highest cards out there. But listen, that's what we want. You do that with your daughter. You have her research and write a report on our history. And that's what we got to do. We got to know our history. We are dying for lack of knowledge and where and what has brought us over. But there's some greatness out here in us. As she said, and it reminded me, she said, I want us to come. We came up out of the river. We came up out of the water. She said, and I wish we could go back and remember how we built the pyramids. Baby. I mean, every word that comes out of Bea's mouth blesses my soul. I'm telling you. Thank you, Fairly All Day. Come through. Now I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna stop for station identification and put a pin in it right here. Fairly, thank you for that, because I talked to my mods, and this is what I want you all to know. Thank you for that. We are going to be in the Lion's Den, and on my website, we're going to have a comprehensive, as much as we can, as much as we can create. We're going to have a resource page where you can find resources in various areas. And guess what? I would like for those of you that are in the stream, when you have links and you have knowledge and you have resources that we can put out there, drop it in the link, and then we're going to drop that in our web page on the website, where you can go, where if you're looking for something, if you want to know, Bea, A Black Woman Speaks is the name of that documentary. It is absolutely off the chains. I'm going to invite you as viewers. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Now, my mods are going to be modding. They're going to be checking what don't y'all drop no foolishness in there. That's not what this is for. But we're going to create on our website a comprehensive resource collection on our pages. So if you have, just like what she did right there, drop it in there. I want y'all to go out there. Now, she was doing that to give Michelle the information. And thank you for doing that, Fairly, because you definitely jogged my memory. And I talked to the Rebel Inc. this morning, especially, and told her we're getting ready to go this direction. We're doing something different. We want you to understand, if we're giving and talking about something, I want you to know where you can be able to find it. And you don't need to hunt and hide and try to find it hither, thither, and yon. We're going to have those resources as much as we can available to you, because collectively, we're going to start sharing our knowledge and sharing our resources so that we can make a resource page that works. How about that? We're lifting off together. That's the way we're doing it, Queen Shauna. We're lifting off together. So thank you for that, Fairly. I appreciate you. And you jogged my memory. And I just talked to the mods this morning about that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I'm going to come over and pull this right here. Some of you do not know and haven't heard this story, so I wanted to pull it out. Dr. Dady talked about it on yesterday, and I want to appreciate Dr. Dady. When we start talking about supporting one another, this is the epitome of support. Listen, Dr. Dady done did a whole commercial for me, if you will, in her stream on yesterday. And I was like, because at the end of the day, thank you, Dr. Dady. Let me stop and say thank you to you directly right now. Thank you, because you're actually imaging and modeling what it is we want to be. When we start to come together collectively, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute because I think I'm running out of time. Yes, we're going to continue to talk about the flow and talk about the collective flow. I'm going to stop right here and also put a pin in it just for a second. And I want to say thank you for those that are joining the class. I'm doing a teaching right now on water and the flow and being fluid. I'm doing that teaching right now in the Institute for Higher Consciousness. Those of you that have enrolled in the class, I want to say thank you to you. I appreciate you. And listen, if you want to get the complete in-depth teaching that I'm doing, I'm going to touch on some things and highlight it here. But listen, the things that I'm bringing are proprietary, meaning this is stuff that has come out of my bowels, out of my loins. And so I'm going to give you a taste of it here as we talk, but the depths of it, if you want the depths of it, you either have to come to the Institute or come into my Patreon channel to get it in depth. I want to say thank you to those of you that are enrolling. I appreciate you, and we'll see you Saturday. Now, let's get to the story here. We got the struggle is still real. The struggle is still going on. And so at the end of the day, at the end of it all, we still fighting for our life, our land, and our liberty. Here you go. Uh-oh, hold on. Let me give you some volume. My apologies. Here we go.
To two ranchers in Colorado. Courtney and Nicole Mallory own 1,000 acres in El Paso County, Colorado. And despite Nicole being a U.S. military veteran who waves her military flag on their ranch and being a part of the church community, as well as feeding the residents in El Paso from their food from their ranch, they are being terrorized by locals who want their land. As seen here in the footage, locals have been jumping the fence. They have slaughtered their livestock, poisoned their dog, and has driven by their house waving guns. Nicole was ran off the road when she was coming back from church. Courtney states that there was a woman that pulled up in his driveway and said that she was supposed to own the land and made threats about unaliving their dog. What's worse is that the local sheriff isn't doing anything about it and is being investigated now for being a part of this terrorism. And they have actually issued a warrant for Courtney and Nicole because of their complaints against the local community and the sheriff. So they're actually facing criminal charges for reporting everything that's been happening on their land. So here's my thoughts. They told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. They told us to stop using the race card because, racism doesn't exist anymore. One of the largest lawsuits that ever happened in the United States was against the USDA for discriminating against Black farmers. We know that Black farmers make up a very low percent. I think it's less than 2% of all farmers today. What racism does, it puts fear in you, and that's exactly what they're trying to do to Courtney and his wife. His address has been leaked in a local Facebook group to where now he's in a witness protection program. And this sends shockwaves out. So now so many other African Americans are saying, you know what? I don't want to farm. I'm scared to go into these areas. But we can't let fear stop us. Here's the call to action. There's a protest that's going to happen at the Denver Capitol coming up, pause to read, in support of the Karen Act, as well as numbers to call.
Now, I want somebody, and we're even when I'm talking and saying we want to put the resources out there, somebody get that information and enter that so that we can have in Discord. Y'all go in my Discord right now, but eventually we will transcribe all of this over to the website. The numbers and the information that she has there, the ability to actively do. And I want to say this because K2 Hoops is not here. I believe it was K2 Hoops. And correct me if I'm wrong, if it's someone else. K2 Hoops is not here, but this is what we are actually saying. CTA, call to action. I need the Lion's Den to move out of the place where we're just having conversations about what's going on. And this is time for us to have CTA moments, call to action. So where that information was, and this is in my Discord, if anybody wants to go out there and get it so that you can make calls, if you want to go out there and get it before we get it linked up and put out there for you, so you can make calls to begin to address this en masse. Because what do we keep saying? And SK, I saw what you said, where the water speaks to the water. Girl, you saw me laugh. I almost wanted to jump up and down on that. And I'm going to just keep saying, where the water, this is where we are in the Lion's Den. And I said, I'm not going to go through the entirety of the teaching. I'm going to touch on it. You all heard what I said yesterday about being fluid. You understand what I say about the understanding that both water and wind, both water and air are both fluid. We're talking about being fluid, and we're starting to do something totally different. Lady VJ, come on in here. So much mad love to you, and thank you for following. Now, this is where I want us to come to a point where I want us, you would call, come on, that's what I want you. I want us to start not just listening to the conversations that we have in the Lion's Den. It's CTA time. It's CTA time. This is the time where we need to begin actually taking action. That's why I want to mention, and I believe it was K2 who out there with her children were demonstrating in the school district over the issue of being able to talk about and teach the history of our people. You cannot take, and what happened to freedom of speech? You're infringing upon my liberty. So when we see situations like this, and do you understand? Thank you for praying for that family. 1,000 acres of land that the people want. Isn't that always the situation? The 1,000 acres of land that the people want. Now, at the end of the day, it's mine, and we've seen it happen over and over. I watched a whole documentary. I don't remember the name of it, but this was, I believe it was a fish farm. It was a Black-owned fish farm. They were some of the oldest and longest standing Black fish farmers, even before other folks were fish farming, Black-owned. And they had a similar scenario to this, and everything that the people could do to take their acreage away from them. And I mean, they had massive acreage. Everything that they could do, they went to the paint. Now, this is what I want you to understand. The only way they were able to keep their land, because they kept asking for documentation, asking for documentation. These families, all the way back from the early descendants, because when they left from slavery, the ancestors gave this account that whoever the original ancestor was that bought up all this land, he told them the value of land, whatever you do, do not lose this land. Whatever you do, do not lose this land. And that was a mandate that they passed down from generation to generation. But how did they solidify and make that possible? They kept all of their documents. They kept all of their records. And when the people that were trying to, this was someplace in the South, when the people that came tried to take their land, every time they asked for another document, they had it. Now, that's where some of us are going to fall down, because when they start asking you to produce your documentation and your paperwork, you're going to be sitting there looking like, I don't know where it's at. I know we had, and I'm talking to y'all, I'm telling some real stuff up in here. Some of you all need to be very conscientious about how you maintain your paperwork, because some of the scenarios, when they can't get you any other way and they start saying produce documentation. Now, this is the crazy thing about that. Just like, let me go back. Let me go back to Hurricane Katrina. Was that 08, y'all? Was that 08? Hurricane Katrina. Now, can I just be real? What we witnessed in Hurricane Katrina, and please hear me when I say this. Please hear me when I say this. Part of the issue with Hurricane Katrina was that the hurricane really wasn't what killed them folk. It was the breaking of the levees, and many witnesses all over the parishes were testifying. They heard them blowing those parishes up. It was 2005. Thank you, Joseph. They heard them blowing those levees up. So at the end of the day, if you have not seen the documentary, When the Levees Broke by Spike Lee, it is absolutely phenomenal. It is long, it is lengthy, but baby, he tracked that thing down from beginning to end. This is what I want to say. What we saw, because if you don't realize, Louisiana is one of the largest oil producing states in this country. It's what, come on, you saw that, and he gave facts, Joe So Fab. He wasn't out there just making up some stuff. He gave facts. He documented and walked that thing throughout. Now, this is the thing, what you all saw, because again, Louisiana is one of the most oil rich states in this country. So much so, how do they get around getting the money? They started offshore drilling so that they don't have to pay the state the money that they are deserving of. I'm telling you the truth. I ain't making nothing up. That's why the people of Louisiana were saying, we don't need no handout. Just give us our money back. Give us the money that we are owed. We're not asking you. Give us back what we owe. It's always oil. Now listen, I want y'all to listen to me. This ain't no conspiracy theory crap, none of that. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, who occupied and who owned much and most of that land? Black people. You hear me? Who owned that land? Who owned those properties? Who owned the 9th Ward? Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. Am I talking to anybody in here? Black people and descendants thereof. But after the levees broke, y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. Now, isn't it interesting that all of the black area got flooded out, but none of the white area got flooded out? Where that happened at? I said what I said, and I'll say it again. I'll add to it before I take it back. Isn't it interesting that all the black area got flooded out, but none of the white area did? Oh, how interesting. Come on, Sister Sanchez. So much love to you. Come on in here. Now, I need y'all to pay attention. Isn't it interesting that the French quarters and over there, Jefferson, whatever that was, where the white folks were, isn't it interesting that was dry, totally dry. And the black folks were robbed of their property in broad daylight, SK 884. That's what I'm saying. The transfer, because they said when folks started coming back, when those few that did come back, we shipped those individuals all over. Listen, and then gave the states that they went to money, and the people were still struggling. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. I said the states that they went to got money, and the people that were the victims got. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So this was a right in front of your face, right before your eyes, transfer of those people's property. So when they came back, y'all listen to me, because this is some game playing we doing here. When the people came back, they started being asked for documentation to prove that it was their property. and then had nerve to say, we can't give you any documented records from us because it got destroyed in the water. You're not going to tell me you ain't got some kind of backup system with information somewhere that says who owned that property. But it became incumbent upon the individual that was professing ownership. They had to produce documents. How am I going to produce documents when I just came out of a flood? And at the end of the day, they took that land. And if you go there today, most of that land has changed hands and it's not owned by us. Now, we talking about in 2005. I don't have to go back to slavery days. I don't have to go back to post-Civil War day. I'm talking about 2005. They took a whole community and took their land, took their property, took everything that they had, shipped them out here, hither, thither, and yon, and then took those people's land. I'm talking what I know, and it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So when it comes down to documentation, I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention. So this is what I would say, even in a situation like that. Who thought that they would have broke the levees? Who thought that you would have come up with a situation where you're completely flooded out? Okay, if you know that paperwork is what they're going to ask for, what do I need you to do? I need you to secure your paperwork, and more than just under your bed, more than just in that cookie jar. I need you to secure your paperwork, make copies of your documentation, make sure you make shots of it, put it up in the cloud, put it somewhere where they can't touch it. And if they ask you for it, you can produce it. Am I talking to anybody? Some of y'all can't find your insurance paperwork. When your loved ones die, we got to rummage all through your house trying to find your papers. Yes, mama had insurance. Yes, daddy had insurance, but I don't know where it is. Put your papers up. Am I talking to anybody? Put your stuff up and make copies of it. Make copies where you can put it in a location where if you need to produce it after some sort of destruction or some kind of unexpected catastrophe, you can still have your paperwork. Come on in here, Bronx Harlem girl. Because at the end of the day, that's where they're going to want to get you at. Can you prove it? You say this is your property, this is your land, prove it. And I want us to be able to produce. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I want you to be able to produce whatever they ask for. Come on. Put that stuff in the cloud. I love it. Come on, Laurie. Get your stuff and get it together from generation to generation. When grandpa dies, who's going to get it next? Now listen, can I say this? When grandpa dies, if y'all know that Sally Jane can't keep up with her own paperwork, Sally Jane, I don't care. I was grandpa's favorite. No, I don't care if they say they were grandpa and grandma's favorite. If you know they can't take care of their own business, they not the one to get it. Am I talking to anybody? I'm the oldest. Just because you're the oldest don't mean that you're the most likely to take care of it and handle it. I'm the favorite. Baby, handle your business, because this is for the generations. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is for the generations. Put it in somebody. And can I say this? I got to come here while we talking about these 1,000 acres of land. And don't give it to the one that's going to be like, and this going to go to my children. No. At that point, if grandpa and grandma ain't said who, what, where, when, and how, and it becomes heir property. I don't need somebody jumping up talking about, I'm going to take this and this goes to my children. Not what? Y'all, listen, shame the truth and shame the devil and tell the truth. We know we got greedy, grabby, snatchy-handed family members that want everything, but they ain't gonna do nothing to pay for it. They're not gonna do anything to take care of it. They just want somebody to hand them everything. I'm talking up in here. They just are grabby, They want their hands on everything for me, myself, I, and mine. Come on, listen, Miss Frosty. I'm telling what God loves. I don't just throw shade, I shed light. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you for liking the stream. I'm talking real talk up in here. And if that's the greedy one, you giddy thing. If that's the greedy one, you get sit your lips, hips, and your fingertips down. But so many times we see the same thing that is active in racism. They wear you down and make you tired. I need y'all to stop being worn down. I need y'all to stop being tired. I need you to be fluid. I need y'all to be fluid and say, this is for the generations. It ain't just for you, you giddy thing. Ronzi, you getting hot. Do y'all understand the words coming out of my mouth? This is for our generations. It's not for you, you giddy thing. And some of them don't even care. The minute you say you get worn down and you say, well, do whatever you're going to do. They don't even want the property. They sell it so they can get the money. And then what do they do with the money? Squander it, spend it. And the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they still sitting there looking broke, busted, and disgusted. Generations. I need y'all to see this thing long term. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Long term. There is value in that property. So you get situations like this where 1,000 acres. And again, that's the only thing, the scenario that I told in the documentary that I watched, the only thing that saved them was that they had every single document right back to the original. I said, now that's what I'm talking about. And that's how we build generational wealth, Joseph Fab. That's how we build generational wealth. Ooh, be fluent. Come on here. Be fluent, and flow for what you know, Cassandra wrote. Am I talking to anybody? Now, going back to this point in this situation, please, 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 for everybody that will receive the CTA, call to action is going to change our lives. Talking about it, listen, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. We can talk about it. We can expose it. I need some folk to jump out there and do the call to action. I need some folk to go out there and get that link and start. But it ain't got nothing to do with me. Yes, it does. If they can do it to them and get away with it, they'll do it to you too. But I'm going to challenge you in this one, Ronzi. Fluid is the word. I need us to be fluid. This is what I want us to understand. Stop just worrying about if it's mine and if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. What kind of selfishness is that? Well, that don't affect me. Yes, it does. And even if it doesn't, if it involves injustice, why would you not speak up? Ooh, I'm sick of selfish people. Because you know what? One day it's going to be you. Hear me when I say that. One day, you selfish people out there that don't care about nothing but me, myself, I, mine, us, for. You selfish people, the day is going to come. You're going to need somebody and you're going to be sitting there looking like old Dan Tucker, just sitting there looking. Clueless. Where's my help? Where's my support? You didn't support nobody. You didn't help nobody. You didn't bless nobody. Now you want everybody to come and bless you. I'm talking in here this morning. I'm talking real talk. These are the types of mentalities and energies that we've got to break down so that in the collective, we've got to understand the power of the collective. I need a CTA for this 1,000-acre family right here. We need a CTA so that we can preserve their 1,000 acres. Why? Because they're a part of us, and we've got to do this as a collective. Am I talking to anybody in here? We've got to do this as a collective. Ooh, your home is second generation. Come on, Joseph Fab. Because if the truth be told, a lot of us, if we tell the truth, shame the devil. If we tell the truth and shame the devil, after our parents died off the scene, those properties were gone. Gone. It never got to another generation. And this is the thing about it. Those parents, those grandparents, I'm talking about blood, sweat, and tears to give you a legacy and give you a land. And as soon as they close their eyes, taxes got it. As soon as they close their eyes, it's liquidated for the money. As soon as they close their eyes and they understood the value of land. Am I talking to anybody in here? They understood the value of that ownership. And it wasn't just for them while they lived. Their dream included you and your children and your children's children. And as many as your family would call. But listen, before they're warm, before they're cold in the grave, while they're yet warm, the land is already gone. Am I talking to anybody? The land is already gone. But then we want to talk about generational wealth. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying this morning. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stop right there. Because I think it's time for me. Okay, I got 15 minutes left because we're going over to Rebels. And I don't want to be late to get over to Rebels. I had another clip that I was going to show, but I'm going to hold that one for tomorrow because I don't want to be late. Because I do, I'm always going to come in here and bring the boss energy side of it. Now, we started talking yesterday about flowing, and even what I'm saying here, retaining the things that your fathers and your forefathers, retaining the things that they brought to your family. I need you to hold on to your stuff. I need you to be fluid and do whatever you need to do to hold on to your family's legacy. I need you to make up in your mind, we're going to pass this not only for me, but for my children and my children's children. And y'all stop being greedy and I'm going to consume it upon my own lust. I'm going to enjoy this while I'm here because my children, listen, leave something for the babies. Can you leave something for the babies besides debt? I'm going to say it again. Leave something for your babies besides debt. Once more and again for the people in the back. Leave something for our babies besides debt. And some of y'all leave the debt of the funeral. And I'm telling you, I've never been so overwhelmed. I used to do where I did pre-need plans. And I would go in and you would have thought I would have been cleaning up in the black community. Honey, I came into the black community and y'all told me I'm going to be dead. It ain't going to make no difference. How selfish can you be? I said what I said. Because listen, I'm in my own territory. This is the lion's den. Y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. Y'all told me when I came into your houses and tried to get you pre-need, you told me and locked that price in. Y'all told me it ain't gonna matter because I ain't gonna be there no way. And I picked up my catalogs, I picked up my paperwork, and I walked my lips, hips, and fingertips out of your house. But as I shut the door, you wanna know what I really thought about you? You selfish thing. You selfish person that would leave debt on your children on purpose. I said what I said. I said what I said. I said what I said. And I'll add to it before I take it back. You're selfish. To not even consider the fact that your loved ones and family is going to be grieving the loss of you. Now they got to add on top of that the debt. How we going to put you in the ground, cremate you or whatever. I got to do something with you. I can't just leave you in the morgue. And we had that too. Please believe it. I worked at the mortuary. We had that too. I got bodies and cremains. Listen, because we send them on to the crematory. We got cremains been sitting there. Because ain't nobody going to claim them. Because nobody wants to. I said what I said. And I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth. Had a whole room of just ashes. A whole room of unclaimed ashes. Because family members ain't going to pay a bill. And then every so often, we just go dig a mass grave, put all them ashes in there. I'm talking about what God loves. I ain't making nothing up. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And here you go, you done lived a whole life giving, loving, or whatever. And at the end of the day, you end up in a mass grave. Because your family, come on. Am I talking to anybody? I'm talking about legacy. I'm talking about how we live. And this is all a part of being fluid. This is all, because listen, when you don't do it, what's the opposite of being fluid? When something gets dammed up. And yes, y'all heard me say damn the other day, and folks just went all the way to the left. But at the end of the day, listen, this is you're dammed up. You're damned. And do you know what a dam is? Something that stops the flow. That's all I'm talking about. It's damned because you've blocked that flow. I said what I said. Now, ooh, some of y'all can be hot at me, but I said what I said. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, listen, I'm going to get to the flow. Y'all like, I didn't come here for this. I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth, and you hear, so I'm going to tell it to you. And I want you to hear the word of the Lord. How about that? Hear the word of the Lord. Y'all want to shout and buck on everything else, but you're leaving debt all over the place. Oh, I'm stepping on toes, Miss Frosty. I'm stepping on. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out. The ones that are most greedy and grabby, that want everything, those are the ones that are going to have the least amount of appreciation and the least ability to handle it. You just might as well go and throw it in the trash, because that's what you did when you gave it to them. I ain't afraid of the roar, DJ Roll'em. I'm not afraid of the roar. The ones that are so grabby, want everything, and da-da-da-da, those are the main ones going to send all your stuff straight to the trash. Oh, I said what I said. They want everything. And you go see it 3 weeks later, and I just gotta have. Ooh, it's sterling silver. It's a sterling silver set. I want that in my. And you go 3 weeks later, honey, and it looked like it been drugged through the river, through the mud, through the. But they just had to have it. Am I talking to anybody? Now, this is where I want us to become fluid. This is where I want us to understand fluidity. We talked about lift on yesterday. I'm not going to go back and recap all of that. You can go back and see it on demand, or you can come to class. We'll be teaching it in the Institute much more in depth. But we talked about lift, and I don't care how much weight there is. When you meet the conditions of the pressure, when you meet the conditions of the form, when you meet the conditions of the current and the flow, you will lift. It's just a law of aerodynamics. I don't care how much weight it is involved. It will lift. That's a word. Then we understood we've got to become fluid, and the idea that even when you become fluid, even in the face of an open door, of a closed door rather, you still have an open door, because when you're fluid, gas can come through the walls, gas can come through the ceiling, gas can come through the cracks, water can come through the cracks, water can come. When you're fluid, even a closed door is not closed to you when you're fluid. So that's just a recap on yesterday. Today, I want to talk about drip, and we're going to get out of here. Even what I'm talking about as far as generational wealth, drip. As far as dealing with racism, drip. As far as these areas and concepts, I want y'all to pay attention. Drip. Do not underestimate the power of a drip. Do not underestimate the power of a drip. Some of you are like, but STL, you're talking about stuff. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have the other. I don't have it like you have it. I don't, and first and foremost, stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Know thyself. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Know thyself. Because this is the reality of it. Some of the people that y'all looking up to and thinking they all that in a bag of chips, they toe up from the flow up. And all you see is a facade. All you see is the appearance of a thing, but it ain't the thing. All you see is a shadow, but it's not the image of the thing itself. That's all you're seeing. And you all are sitting back and you're so fascinated with this person. You're so fascinated with that person. But baby, they ain't nothing but a shell of a shell. With a mask on, honey. With a mask on. A drip is ability to grow. Come on here, Cassandra. Because at the end of the day, if I look at, and hear me, because I'm talking, if you take a flow of water, even that of a drip, hear me, even that of a drip on a rock will break a rock. That's what I want to say even about when we look at racism. Oh, but it's been here for so long. Oh, this, that, and the other, and the third thing. All of this that you look at and we don't listen. Drip. The issue is I need to have a flow. It needs to be consistent. I need to, y'all know, listen, drip. And then wait however long, then drip. Then wait however long, and then drip. Because that drip is still fluid. Oh, come on in here. Y'all better talk to me. That drip is still fluid and it has a flow. Hear me when I say it. The difference is it has a flow. Let me tell you this about water. When water has no more flow, it becomes just like the Dead Sea. It's dead. It dies. When current has no more flow, it becomes toxic to you. When current has no more flow, you got to have a flow. I don't care if it's just a drip. You got to have a flow. Am I talking to anybody? Consistency. You got to have a flow. Am I talking to anybody in here? A constant drip will build up and cause water damage. It will change the atmosphere. Just a drip. Am I talking to anybody? This is the place I want us to see that there's no door, there's no barrier, there's nothing that can stop us as long as we get in a flow, even down to the flow of a drip. You'll still change this thing. Am I talking to anybody? And so as hardened as our racist brothers and sisters are, as hardened as our greedy brothers and sisters are, as hardened, whatever you think is solid as a rock, I promise you, even if you just drip on them, woo, you're going to break that thing down. Am I talking to anybody in here? So that I don't have to be the strongest one. I don't have to be the biggest one. I don't have to. All I need to do is bring my drip. If that's all I got, bring it. Because we're doing this collectively. If that's all I got, DJ Williams, come on in here. Good to have you. If that's all I've got, bring what you got to the collective and drip on them. Am I talking to anybody? Because nobody is insignificant. Nobody. Come on, Queen Shauna. Thank you for those roaring biddies because we're building something. Drip may be slow, but it's still a flow. Come on here, SK, and I'm going to say it again. Drip may be slow, but it's still a flow. I've been talking about flow, because, baby, that's where I am right now. If you are even just a drip may be slow, but it's still a flow. Woo! And flow is going to bring change. So many areas and so many things we've been dammed up. We've been dammed up. But if we will break the dam wide open, baby, I'm trying to get you to understand the power of flow, even if it's a drip. Am I talking to anybody in here? Ooh, good to the last drop, Cassandra. Drip, drop. Come on here. Y'all better talk. Damn it up and let it flow. Let it
Rhythm
overflow.
51, amen to Rhythm 51, record Rhythm 51, Rhythm Medallion.
If we could just understand collectively, individually, I need you to do it individually first. Once you begin to flow individually, praise God. But don't just leave your flow to yourself. The way that we're about to transform this world right now is that we are going to come together and collectively we about to flow. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has out of your belly. Woo! I need you to flow. Rivers of living water. Am I talking to anybody in here? Rivers of living water. Woo! Woo! Yes, That living water isn't just so we can jump, shout. That living water isn't just so no, the living water is to bring about change. The living water is to make a transformation. The living water is to erode away the places that need to have a new landscape. The living water, woo, am I talking to anybody? It's to make the change that needs to happen. We say it every day when we leave from here. Be the change that you want to see. Be the change. Stop all this talk. Stop all this walk, but y'all ain't doing nothing. We got to call to action. We got to make a change. Ooh, Miss Frosty, living water brings change. If it's really living water, it's going to bring some change. We've got too many institutions and too many places and too many things that, listen, we talk the talk, but at the end of the day, that water is dead as the Dead Sea. Are y'all hearing me talking? It's as dead as the Dead Sea. And we say, oh, but it's fluid, but it's not flowing. Hear me when I say that. It's fluid, but it's not flowing. One more time for the people in the back. Yes, you got some liquid. You got some fluid. It's fluid, but it's not flowing. And that's why it's dead. Your churches are dead. Y'all ain't ready for me. Your institutions of education are dead. Y'all ain't ready for me. All of these things that you got hither, thither, and yon, it's dead. Oh, but we got fluid, but it's not flowing. It's not flowing. It's not flowing. Woo, am I talking to anybody in here? We got to live. It's stagnant. Come on here. Stagnant air and stagnant water will kill you. I'm going to say it once more again. Stagnant air and stagnant water will kill you. And one more time for the people in the back. Stagnant air and stagnant water will kill you. Ooh, come on, flow, 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 flow. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? And it's in us. I think it's time for me to go over the rebels. I don't want to make us late. But listen, it's in us. When Bea Richardson said, I wish we came up out of the water. I wish we knew and could remember how we built the pyramids. It's in us. 713, come on in here. So much love to you. Environment is everything. Come on. Come on, Miss Frosty. I wish we could remember, as she would say. I wish we could remember. But guess what? If we get a flow in the wind and the water, if we get a flow, do you know how much power is in the water and the wind collectively? If we get a flow, we could remember how we built the pyramids. And we could remember a whole lot more and change. Ooh, you talk about change. It's in us. It's in us. Come on, Fairly. Fluid, but not flowing, all dammed up. It's in us. That's what I want to say to you today. Even if you're just a drip, drip is still a flow. Even if you're just a drip is still a flow. I'm going to say this and we're out. We're going to go over to the Rebel Ink and have some anti-morning bangles and the cracks. We can do it, Ronzi. We can do it. That's my joy. That's my excitement, because I know I'm called for such a time as this, Ronzi. I know I'm called for such a time as this. I know I'm called to do this. I know I'm called to speak this. I know I'm called to release this into the earth. I know I'm called. I know I'm called. We can do this. We can do this. Woo. And I'm not called alone. You're called with me. Hear me when I say that. I'm not called alone, because it ain't about one. I know that I'm called, and together we're going to do this. My nephew came and spent some time with me on yesterday, and he spoke a word into me that blessed me. And I'm going to say this to us because it's the truth. I don't care where we are. I don't care what's going on. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. He said, we can make any key. We can make any key. We can make, thank you, DJ Drew Williams. Thank you for those worm biddies. We're building something. We can make any key. I'm going to say this one last thing and we're going to get out of here for the Matrix. Do y'all remember the key maker? The last person that Neo encountered before he went in that room, 713. See, come on. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. All y'all Matrix lovers, I lost you right here. But listen, you loved him. The key maker. Woo! Y'all don't mess with me this morning. I feel something out down in my shondo. The last person that Neo encountered before he went in for this great transformation was the key maker. We can all make keys, 713. Ooh, the key maker was awesome, Miss Frosty. The key maker. Ooh, every time you need something, here he come with the key. When my nephew said that to me, and he said, I think about the key maker on the Matrix, and he said, I realized I can make any key. Disco Darren 1966. Come on in here, my brother. He's a streamer. That's my brother. Love you so much. If you're not following Disco Darren, please do that. Miss Frosty. And see, all my folks that don't know nothing about Matrix, they don't have an idea what we talking about, Miss Frosty. Every time Neo needed a key, the key maker. And that's what I'm saying to us. That's what I'm saying to us. He was the most important one, truck driver. All them other that had power, all those others that could do this and that and the other. But the most important one was the key maker. That's what I'm saying right here. Because Joso Fab, we have the key. Please believe it. We have the key. I just need you to be fluid and flow. I need you to be fluid and flow. I need you to be fluid and flow. And then collectively, we gonna do this thing. How about that? I love y'all this morning. It's time to get up out of here. Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes, You O-Cube. I don't need you to be fluid only. I need you to flow. I don't want you stagnant. I don't want you stank. I don't want you diseased. I need you to flow. Now, together we getting ready to do this, y'all. We've been called, we've been anointed, we've been appointed. The one and only Keisha Key, you're welcome. We've been anointed and appointed to do this. 713. Usually you put this in chat. Come on in here, 713. Love me some you. Come on and chat it up with me. Because listen, there's a reality to what I'm speaking. And don't believe it, just watch. Baby, we getting ready to do something because this flow that we're teaching and this flow that we're talking about, it's going to make it happen. The oracle and the key maker. Come on here, one reason. I hear you talking to you, me, my bishop. I love me some you. Now listen, this is what we do over here in the Lion's Den, and this is the way we do it. I want to appreciate y'all for coming through and being a part of this today. You're such a blessing to the Lion's Den. May God put his choice blessings on each of you. Now listen, it's time to go over to the Rebel Inc. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna have ourselves a funky good time. We're gonna have a good time over there, y'all, and this is the way we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it together. Now let me get ready to get us out of here. I'm so excited and I'm so caught up. I'm trying to find where you at? Find where are you at, child? Where are you at? But at the end of the day, this has been another day in the Lion's Den. I want to thank one reason, Lady VJ. Thank you so much for coming over here. Mad love, and please come back. We'll love to have you again. Thank you for your first time here, and please don't make it your last time. So much love coming to you. Now I'm looking, and I told y'all OBS done messed me up so bad I can't even find my stuff, children. So listen, I'm trying to find how to get us up out of here. I can't find not near a thing. Okay, there we go. Now listen, you can follow me. OBS, I'm mad at you. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, and more. You can follow me at thank you. I'm so glad that you will return. You're always welcome in this space. Come on, Fairly, in your DJ Khaled voice. Another one. I love you, sis. Listen, follow me because I'm out there, y'all. And listen, you know, we don't have a spirit of intimidation or fear. We got power. We have love. We have a sound mind. That's the way we roll. Our mantra is, I am all powerful in love. At the end of the day, y'all know how we're doing it over here. We not just a shell of something and pretending to be something that we're not. We are the real deal. We are going to be the change, not just talk about the change. And at the end of the day, you are not alone. Us, you, me, we all. This Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. Listen, one reason I want to thank you for that awesome raid. You and your people are always welcome here in the Lion's Den. You've been nothing but a blessing to me, Bishop, and the Lion's Den. May you be blessed back. Now, listen, to everybody that followed, to everybody that came over to the raid, to everybody that gave those roaring biddies, I want to say thank you to you. That's the way we do it in Yes You. This has been another edition of Yes You. I thank you for spending time with us here. And listen, copy that raid message, will you? Copy that raid message because the raid train is moving. We're on our way to the Rebel Inc. Should you get dropped off of the raid train along the way, just go ahead and put the Rebel Inc. and come on over and meet us. Copy that raid message, please, 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 because we want to join and be a part of what the Rebel Inc. is doing over there with the rebellious ones. Now, so much love to you, and you know how I say it. Listen, do what you love and love what you do, and peace. Thank you for that sub, Lady VJ. I appreciate you for that sub. We're building something. And I want you to have peace for your journey.